Please allow me to again thank you all for joining me on this part of the journey. Today's daily urgency meeting about resilience, about how to maintain it, how to sustain it, and of course, how to share it. Before I get started in this topic today, aside from thanking you again, those of you that I have met on this journey, either in Virginia, in DC, or in points west and northwest in the country, and those of you that I have never met, we still have maintained or established a connection, a conversation, however long or as short as it may have been. We still had that. Now, can we recreate it? No. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Did you enjoy it? I can't speak to that one. However, as briefly or as long as those engagements may be, we still have that thing that I'm going to cite in a future episode about gravity. Not the gravity of weight and things dropping or being relegated to the earth. No, the gravity that brought us together today, just in this conversation, the gravity of attraction, of our respective and yet mutual vibration. I know it's a pretty big word that I'm not scientifically qualified to define that, but I'm going to get into that in an upcoming episode on gravity. However, today's topic is called Let the Dead Bury the Dead. So, hey, I didn't create that statement. I'm not the philosopher or the prophet about that statement. But I did like it, and I will use it as the basis for our discussion today. So, on that statement for this episode, let the dead bury the dead. I never did like funerals. Even when they were important for people that I knew and loved for my life, I never liked them. They seemed so impersonal and plastic to me. I say plastic, but even the guest of honor at the funeral, that person, that casket, was presented to me as plastic. And I have to argue that no, he or she didn't look natural or just like him or herself in that casket. In that casket, in that box, that image, that person that I knew in that box was not even close to the person that I loved and enjoyed being around. I know it was just a representation of a former life or living, but it just didn't seem real to me. Oh, it was real. It didn't seem proper or accurate. And even when he or she was around and before the final plastic surgery, how do I express, or did I express to them, this level of love and sorrow or happiness or empathy when they were alive? I'm at this funeral, and the black suit, the sunglasses, looking refined and pristine and resolved and melancholic. Did I present that to them when they were alive? Did I share that with them when they were alive? Probably not. Which is why I make this a priority for me. Even though I didn't like funerals, I will make it a priority to be late to my own funeral. I know it sounds kind of funny, but if I'm telling you I didn't like them while I'm alive, should I have one? Forgive me for not making it on time for that one. I ain't going. At least that's my optimism. Call it crazy. But again, back to the topic for this episode on who goes to these silly events called funerals and why. The dead burying the dead. And pardon me if that offends your sensitivities or your religious traditions, not meant to trigger you or get you excited or turn you off from this conversation with me, but bear with me. You may also have the thought, well, Mr. Ming, you typically cite your stoicism, your memento mori thing. What about that? You are a dead person, given your definition, Ming. You're a dead person burying yourself each day. Reminding me that when I cite memento mori, remember you must die, and me citing this episode as the dead burying the dead, that's a fair question, but not quite accurate. You see, when I mentioned with some level of dismissal about the funeral thing, that's about dead people burying the dead. Dead in terms of awareness of their own beauty, of their own courage, desire, drive, love, yes, and heartbeat. That's the dead I'm referring to now. The ones who are alive physically, but actively dead to those qualities of resilience. So they're okay with the empty cries or lamentations for the mannequin in the casket. That's okay. And not about the full-on presence and production commitment to each moment of each day. Because to me, that's what that Stoic term, memento mori, means. Remember, you must die to the now, to this moment, with all of you until you have nothing and none of you to give further. That's a large task. And again, I'm stating it to you, but really I'm restating it to myself. Meaning, to do that, no more breath, no more air, not a further heartbeat, if you are committed to doing that level of commitment. If you can do that, if I can do that, then I must die to this moment, because I've given everything to this moment. And that's the entry fee. But the entry fee to doing that is while we are all actually alive. Thank you so much. Until next time, and I'll get to that gravity episode very soon. Until then, stay present, stay current, and remember, it's always 8:20.